how to eliminate negative emotional states. This is the question I got from so many of you. How to eliminate pain, how to get rid of people pleasing, how to stop procrastinating. So these are emotional problems that we disassemble through emotional release process. But there is something you can do immediately. Before I tell you what it is, let me tell you this. No matter how many questions you ask and answers you get, no matter how many books you read, interviews you watch, or workshops you attend, if you don't put it into practice, the fundamental change won't happen. The purpose of information you get here or anywhere else is only for you to do something with it, to act on it so you can have your own realization of it. Okay? So on to question. How to get rid of unwanted emotional states quickly. Let's say you see a beautiful woman and you want to approach her. And you want to approach her with confidence, with openness and charm. You want to leave a good impression. But instead, your hands start to shake, you start to sweat, you have a lump in your throat, and your mind begins to rumble. She'll reject you. Look at her. You'll make a fool out of yourself. You know how women are. She's probably a bitch. Go home. And the anxiety takes over. Or let's say you feel sadness. And you don't want to feel sadness because it's painful and it's draining and it's preventing you from managing other areas of your life. To work on your goals, to be a good parent, partner, friend. Because, nobody likes sick people, you think. So what we people do in those situations is we try to negate it, suppress it, and numb it. Basically, we resist it. And that resistance has many forms. I don't want to. That cannot happen to me. I'll wait for a better time. I cannot let that happen, and so on. Overanalyzing, overeating, overtraining, depression, anxiety, lack of motivation, lack of energy, perfectionism, all resistance related. As you can see, we people are very creative when it comes to not owning our own shit. And we've been taught to do so. From early childhood, our parents teach us to resist undesired conditions, to overpower and overcome them. Authority figures, the school system, TV, friends, books do precisely the same. And so are many self-growth and auto-suggestion methods that exist out there. And all this New Age positive thinking movement that it's very, very bad for people and it's making them even more sick. I want to stress the fact that the main reason an unwanted or unpleasant condition persists, it is because we are continuously trying to get rid of it, reject it, or suppress it. In other words, it remains because we are resisting it. Resistance maintains, supports, and intensifies it. As Buddha said, what you resist, you become. Practical experience with emotional release systems indicates the correct manner in which to deal with unpleasant states and problems. But it is the exact opposite of what we were taught all our lives. The correct and efficient manner is not only accepting unwanted states without resistance, but also making a conscious effort to experience them fully. If we feel fear, we should make a conscious effort to feel that fear as it is, but to feel it fully. If we feel an unpleasant body sensation, let's say a lump in the throat or tightening in our chest, we should feel it as strongly as possible. And this procedure is known as paradoxical intention, and several advanced psychotherapeutic systems use it widely in their procedures. It is called paradoxical because it requires that we deliberately do precisely what we want to avoid. I had a few clients who stuttered, and when I told them to deliberately stutter the sentence that was making them a problem, they would verbalize it without difficulty. This is the way I also deal with physical pain. I feel it as best as I can. What happens then is I become the observer of that pain. I still feel it, but I'm no longer identified with it. And identification is what creates suffering. So when you do that, basically there is no resistance that supports it. You feel it, observe it, take the information and let it go. You don't feel emotions for the sake of feeling, okay? You can feel sadness your whole life and let it consume you before you transform it. You want to own it, to understand it, to become aware of its goal so you can be free of it, okay? That it's making the unconscious conscious, okay? So try this in various situations. If you feel anger, feel the anger fully. If you feel sugar cravings, deliberately and consciously feel that. So this is the way you can eliminate it or reduce it. We have to understand that our problems are results of numerous suppressed thoughts and emotions. So it's not only one emotion that is bothering us. If I feel sadness, I have a thought attached to that sadness. Nobody loves me. And when I think that thought, nobody loves me, I have an emotion that follows, disgust towards myself. And when I feel that disgust towards myself, I have an image that follows. Me in high school and the kids making fun of me, humiliating me for my looks. So our states exist in structures and layers. And that is why we have these emotional relay systems that disassemble those states layer by layer until they dissolve, until there is nothing left. We all want to get rid of unwanted emotions, but what we don't realize is they're there for a reason. You know, negative emotions and states have a purpose. They carry valuable information. How would you know that you're not living in accordance to your higher self if you didn't experience depression or anxiety? How would you know you're compromising your core values if you didn't feel guilt or shame? How would you know your boundaries if you didn't feel anger? How would you know that you loved if you didn't feel fear of losing it or pain if you did? Our negative states aren't the enemy, our resistances. If you want to learn fast, deep, and efficient emotional release methods, so you can eliminate your emotional problems, past negative experiences, traumas, and barriers to your goals, you can check the link below and apply for a seminar or a session. What happens when we apply these methods? It's not only that we eliminate the negative state, but we also learn from it. You know, we learn how to use them as a soil to plant our own garden. And you know what is best for soil? That is shit. So you can learn to use your own shit to plant those beautiful, tall, and strong trees that fear no weather. We are born to be great, not small and not mediocre.